7 Levels says Hearts bottle crash, watch this space. John says Rangers have zero chance of winning the league title. Recent form proves this. But the Goon Platoon says Rangers are the only team unbeaten in the last 5 games. 1 point behind Celtic, yet Celtic supporters dismiss them. They can all write us off at your peril. Rangers still in this one?
Oh, yeah, they're definitely still in it. But it's on a game-by-game basis now, really, isn't it? It's going to depend on the reaction to the last couple of games. What does the reaction look like? Are the Rangers players that are feeling sorry for themselves? There've been certainly lots of questions asked, as I just said to Barry there, about mentality. There's a lot of doubts over that. Have they got the bottle for this? Have they got the stomach for it? Well, we're about to find out. But there's a reason why these questions are being asked, and it's because over the course and distance they keep coming up short. So have the new signings, do they come into this with a kind of fresh view and a fresh attitude? Can they help spark something? But the bottom line for Rangers is they're going into this, they're going to have to build momentum over this run-in now from a standing start. Whereas if they'd taken care of business after going 2-0 up against Celtic, they'd be flying into this, regardless really of what happened in the cup game. They would be in a real strong place mentally for the league. The fact that they blew that opportunity. Look, it's very simple, Daniel. When they go out against St Mirren this weekend, there's going to be a lot of people, their own supporters included, looking at them and saying, right, what have you got? Are you cut out for this? Are you made for this? Or are you going to fade away? And we'll only know for sure once the ball starts rolling in Paisley. Celtic, I think, as I said, I think it's going to be a real difficult game against Motherwell. If they can find a way, even without the key players that they'll be without, if they can find a way to take care of that game and emerge with the 3 points, it's absolutely game on for them, isn't it, under Martin O'Neill? I mean, and again, we come back to Hearts. Hearts know that Kilmarnock away, despite where Kilmarnock are in the league, Hearts know this is a big game, a real tough one. So if they can just find a way of getting in and out of town with 3 points, it's a massive step forward for them.
A couple of people reminding us that St Mirren beat Hearts, remember, Mick, but obviously they've lost their manager going into this one, which can only be, a positive, you'd imagine, for Rangers going into this.
Yeah, I don't actually agree with Barry saying they need to win 9 out of 9. I don't think they do. They win 9 out of 9, they get 27 points, they'll finish 84 points. If Rangers get 84 points, they'll win the league by about 7 points. Well, I'll put it this way, right? I mean, at the moment, win 9 league games in a row. That's not happened this season. Rangers have won at one point. They won 6 in a row. When Daniel hit his little purple patch, they won 6.
And it's worth saying, Mike, they've only won 3 of the last 9 in all competitions.
I was getting to that. A pile of research here and I'm building it up. So they've won 6 games in a row at one point this season. Hearts have also won 6 games in a row. That's the most they've won in a row at any point this season. Celtic have won 5 in a row once this season on O'Neill's first spell. He come back. So no team has won 9 games in a row in the league this season. When there's no pressure, they're not going to do it when there is pressure. No. At the moment, Rangers have won 3 out of 10 in all competitions. Celtic have won 2 and 6 in all competitions. Hearts have won 4 out of 7. So Hearts losing to Rangers was a bump, but they're the ones that have actually won the most games and over the piece. So they've won 4 out of 7. None of them are going to win 9 out of 9. There's no evidence to suggest that that's going to happen. So I don't think 84 points is going to be required to win this league. I've been saying 80 for about 2 months. I now think 80 is probably the high end. I think there's going to be points dropped all over the place here. And it might end up being a 78-point winning season, which would be amazing, really. But you look at the fixtures, and there's teams everywhere with something to fight for. I mean, the bottom of the league, I think Livy are probably now gone. But you look at Kilmarnock, St Mirren, Aberdeen. These teams are a Dundee. These teams all need to avoid that playoff. They're all fighting for their lives. You don't want to play any of these teams. You'd rather play Hibs and Dundee United than you would play against Kilmarnock or St Mirren.
Yeah, that's true.
I say Mull will get something to play for. These teams are all in the fight. So I think there's going to be points spilled all over the place. I really do.
I would say as well, St Mirren, I know the table never lies, but they're a better team than third from bottom.
Who's that, sorry?
St Mirren, I think they're a much better team than their position shows. They should never be third from bottom.
They've had a real trough, and the manager leaving doesn't help that. They've had injuries to key performers throughout the season. I'm sure Stephen Robinson would point to that. They're not in a great place. But I think, Rangers, their recent form away from home hasn't been good. I think if Rangers were to drop points in Paisley, I think there's a lot of Rangers fans that would then think that's not the form away from home doesn't indicate that they can be serious challengers going into the final stretch. So for all those reasons, that's why Rangers need to go there and pick themselves up, dust themselves down, and they need to send out a message this weekend. Whether or not they've got it within them to do that, I'm not sure that they do. But that's why belt yourselves back in, because here we go again. As Mick says, it's a hear 'em, scare 'em running this.
The very last comment that I should put up is, as an Rangers supporter, we have no chance. Tavernier as apprentice will see that. That's Alistair Ramage, who likes to get in touch every night and try and make sure that James Tavernier is going to get binned any day now.